Alright ladies, we're gonna have a serious discussion today. Because I need to know if I'm not the only one that did this with their friends, with their Barbies, when I was young. Most of you probably already know where I'm going with this. So I was best friends with this girl. From like 2nd grade to maybe 5th grade. We were on the same bus and that's how we became friends. And even back in elementary school, we all had our different like social statuses. So there was already popular kids and not so popular kids. Her being one of the popular kids and me being one of the not so popular kids. But since we lived so close, we just somehow became friends and started hanging out. I was really big into dolls when I was young, but I never really had that many of them. And any of the Barbies that I did have, they were all off-brand Barbies from like the dollar store or Walmart. I was still grateful for them, but I just, didn't want to bring them around my rich, cool, popular 2nd grade friends because they would probably clown me for that. You know how kids are. Anyway, back to the story. So this girl, she had a Barbie dream house. She had every single Barbie of like every single year. The special ones that they had in those fancy boxes. She had it all. So obviously we would always play with her Barbies. And she didn't have too many Ken Barbies. Only Barbie Barbies. And I'm not gonna lie, we made those Barbies do some crazy things. We low-key made the Barbies have an orgy. That's all. So this story time is so funny, you guys. I completely forgot about this until I looked through my old Snapchat memories and an old video came up of this day. So as some of you guys may know, I used to work at Six Flags when I was in high school. It was a terrible experience, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about one of the perks that I got working at Six Flags. So I was allowed to bring one person and myself for free to Six Flags on any of my days off. So I was best friends with this one girl, and every chance that we got, we would go to Six Flags. The only thing was that this friend of mine hated roller coasters. She was completely terrified of them, so we never went on them. Until one day, I convinced her. Don't ask me how I did it because I have no idea. I'm a very persuasive person, so I was just like pushing, and I just like basically didn't let her say no. Not gonna lie, it's one of my toxic traits, but we'll talk about that another time. So anyway, there's a roller coaster ride. It's called El Toro. And it doesn't go upside down or anything, and that was one of the main things my friend said, is that she does not want to go upside down. But this ride is still a pretty intense ride. It's the fastest ride at Six Flags, other than King Ka. So I take her on El Toro, right? So she's obviously super nervous. So the first drop, she's screaming, I'm screaming. Then I feel all her body weight on me. So I'm laughing, but I look over to her, and she went limp. Like as if she fell asleep. Then we go up again, she starts screaming. We go down again, she goes limp. Over and over and over. I finally updated my TikTok app, so now I could post a longer story time. So I'm gonna talk about something that happened a couple days ago. Because I'm not even gonna lie, I'm kind of scared. So basically I had my Snapchat set to everybody could Snapchat me. Even people that like I didn't have added back. In hindsight, I should never have had it set to that. So anyway, I get a Snapchat from a random person. And he's like, send me your Snapchat and phone number so I could send you money, with a smiley face. And I get DMs all the time on Instagram of people that just want to send me money on Cash App. So I was like, all right. I mean, what's the worst that could happen for me just sending, my Cash App and phone number? Not a big deal, That's what I thought. Don't ever think like that because you will get caught up in something like I did. And I know I did this to myself, so I don't need to hear it in the comments like I was the dumb person in this equation. But anyway, he answers and sends me a screenshot of him sending me $1,600 on Cash App, but it said pending. So at first I was like, oh, bet, like, thanks. But then all of a sudden he starts spamming me saying you need to send me $80 because we both need to put $80 each into the Bitcoin thing so that on Cash App it'll like give me the $1,600 and it'll send it to you and then we both make $800 and like da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, I did not agree to send you money to make money. Like, I was just saying, like, sure, you want to send me money? Like, I'll take some money. So anyway, he starts spamming my phone being like, you're scamming me. That's messed up. Like, I trusted you. Da-da-da. I was like, obviously you're a scammer. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm just gonna block you. And he was like, I know all your card information. Your card number starts with, and then he said these 4 digits. So then I got scared because I thought he actually knew my card number. So I was saying to him, hold on, I'm trying to set up my Apple Pay right now so I could pay you. I was like, my dad's helping me set up my Apple Pay, which he wasn't. I was on my way to the bank so that they could change my card number. Just in case, he actually had my information. So I go to the bank. Thank God I only live 7 minutes away from it. And I'm talking to the lady and I'm telling her what's happening. And I was kind of in panic mode. I was tearing up a little bit. I was just freaking out. And she was like, honey, like, all card numbers start with those 4 digits. She was like, it's so unlikely that he actually knows your information. Like, he's just saying that to scare you into sending him the money. And I was like, wait, really? And she was like, yeah, like, watch, I'm gonna send you a new card in the mail, and it's going to start with those 4 digits as well, because all cards that have been, like, made recently starts with those 4 digits. So I felt a little bit relieved, and then I blocked the guy. But I still continued to get messages from this guy. He told me that he works with the services, like, he's in the Navy, and he sent me pictures of himself in his Navy uniform saying that he's gonna sue me and I'm gonna get in so much trouble and they're gonna take this to court because I scammed him. And he's like, I have all your card information, I'm gonna post it and spam it. Like, literally threatening me over $80. Like, it's so sad. Like, you really need $80 that bad? Bro. Story of the time I faked having a belly ring. So growing up, my parents were really strict and I was never allowed to have piercings. Not even my ears pierced. And in 8th grade, everyone was getting their belly button pierced. I still didn't even have my ears pierced, so obviously I was feeling a little bit left out. So I started doing a bunch of research online how to make a fake belly ring, and I came across a video of a girl who had a real belly ring, but she used eyelash glue and just glued it onto her belly button. So I tried it and it did work, but the eyelash glue wasn't very strong, so it kept falling off. And this is around the same time that I started practicing doing nails at home and stuff, so I had a lot of nail glue laying around the house. So I said to myself, this might work a little bit better than eyelash glue, wouldn't it? So for the next few months, I superglued the belly button ring to my belly button. I ended up having a very bad rash after a short amount of time. And I knew it was time to stop when a girl who actually had her belly button pierced came up to me and was like, that looks infected. Story of the time my neighbor tried to pierce my belly button when I was 8. So you guys know an awful lot about, my neighbor's situation. She was known as the bully of our street. So anyway, one day she's like, okay, we're gonna play kickball. And I hated playing kickball because you know what kickball was to her? Having me stand behind a tree while she kicked the ball at me. Repeatedly. And you know why I had to stand behind a tree? So that neither of our parents would be able to see what she was doing. So obviously I was like, no, I don't want to play kickball. And she was like, we'll either play kickball or we'll play house. And I was like, okay, let's play house. So we go up to her room unsupervised with the door closed, and she pulls out her toenail clipper. And she tells me to pull up my shirt. I was like, absolutely not until you tell me what you're doing with that toenail clipper in your hand. She started convincing me that it wouldn't hurt and that it'll be a pretty belly ring when we're done. And I didn't know what a belly ring was, and she said an earring for your belly button. So I was like, oh, okay, word. Didn't go home with a belly ring. Story of the time I was followed in the mall. So I was with my 2 friends. We were shopping at a store. When we first walked in, we noticed a guy staring at us. At first, we didn't think anything of it. But then my friend Victoria, P.S. Happy birthday, Victoria.
Thanks.
That he was following our every move. We tried to walk away to get rid of him, but every single time we turned the corner, he was there staring at us. So eventually we decided to stop browsing around the store and just check out the items that we got. And I kid you not, while we were waiting in line, this man was standing outside of the line and inching forward with every single step that we took. So say the next person goes to check out their stuff, we move an inch forward, and that guy moved an inch forward too. So he was always right behind us. So we decided to play his game, and we got in the back of his van. No, I'm kidding, but we started staring at him back. Like, all 3 of us, all 6 of our eyes were directed at this man. And you know what this guy did? This guy didn't break eye contact for a whole 5 seconds, and then rolls his eyes and walks away. Happy Pride Month! In honor of this month, I decided to tell a very embarrassing story. At least, it's embarrassing for me, and anyone who grew up in a church will understand why. So I was about 8 or 9, and every week I had to go to church. It was basically like Sunday school. Except there would usually only be 2 other kids with me. But this time in particular, I was there by myself. So the lesson was about temptations. She started off the conversation talking about temptations to lie, steal, and cheat. She explained that it's not a sin to have these thoughts in your head, but it's a sin to act on them. So basically, you could stay up all night thinking about stealing a cookie from the cookie jar, but as long as you don't, you're not committing a sin. So, never said this out loud before, but the first thing that came to my mind when thinking about temptation was liking girls. So then I was like, well, what if I can't help thinking about it every single day? And she kept on asking me what I was thinking about, but I didn't want to say it. Until finally I said, kissing girls. And she was like, oh, that's awful. If you're a girl and you don't like when guys come up to you and ask you for your number or your Snapchat repeatedly and don't leave you alone, I have the perfect solution for you. So today I went to the mall and I was waiting in line at Chick-fil-A and there was a bunch of guys staring at me. I was just waiting for one of them to come up to me because I knew it was gonna happen. So eventually I'm by myself and one of them comes up to me. They ask me how old I am and if I can give them my Instagram. Now usually I would be like, no, sorry, I have a boyfriend. But that doesn't actually stop them from continuing to ask you because most guys don't care. So I tried a new method today. I said, I'm sorry, I'm gay. And he looked really surprised. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm a lesbian, sorry. And this happened in front of all of his friends. He may have been caught off guard, but you know, he left me alone. Sometimes this might not work though, because a guy came up to me while I was walking out of the bathroom and he was like, yo, you got a boyfriend? And again, because it worked so well the first time, I was like, no, I'm gay. And he was like, me too, what's your snap? It was just really funny. I can't.